I'll start by saying that the BMW 135i is the best car in its class. Probably because it's the only car in its class. For some reason, BMW's competitors, the traditional ones and the other ones, haven't bothered with a compact coupe. I guess the closest thing there is the Kia Coupe, but that's not very close, is it? The 1 Series Coupe is every bit the BMW, and the 135i, as tested by us in all its MSport glory, is very much the driver's car, which is the least you'd expect, given that it's powered by a twin-turbo straight 6 and costs 518,400 Rand. Almost none of which is spent on the interior. Now, for that kind of price, you'd expect sat-nav or electric seats or maybe some nice carbon fiber inlays, but no. The 135i MSport Edition's interior is as standard as you like, and BMW's standard interiors aren't that exciting. The snakeskin patterned aluminium is an interesting touch, but it doesn't do much to lift things in here. Almost everything is completely functional. It's there to serve a purpose rather than make you feel like you've spent your money well. The build quality and the materials are top class. You just have to accept that the price you pay is for things other than making you feel pampered. But it's not so bad when you start looking at the spec. The output of the regular 3-litre straight 6 is 225 kilowatts and 400 newton meters, thanks to some help from a pair of turbos. But our test car gets even more help from a thing called the N55 Performance Kit. It adds an extra radiator and a bigger fan and some engine remapping to up the output figures to 240 kilowatts and 450 newton meters. BMW couldn't give us an exact 0 to 100 figure for this car, but we figured that it's comfortably below 5 seconds. So forget the interior. Who cares if it doesn't have sat-nav? Get a map book, plan your route, and hang on for dear life. This is one of those cars that isn't the fastest in the world, but it feels unbelievably, scarily quick, and it just always wants to drive as hard as possible. Even when you're trundling through traffic, the gearbox software makes sure the revs are always in the power band, so when you put your foot down, you've got instant access to the shove from those turbos. And that shove will last to about 5,000 RPM before it starts tapering off. But if you're going to push it that hard in every gear, may I suggest you find yourself a lot of open, traffic cop-free space. The 135i MSport has no problem scaring you right out of your pants by piling on speed at such a relentless rate that you'd think it's one of the quickest cars BMW has ever built. I know, I had that thought, so we brought our M3 long-term test car to Midvaal Racetrack to find out how it stacks up against the smaller, cheaper turbo-powered 1 Series. In the end though, the M3 proved just why it has the reputation it does, although the little beast didn't embarrass itself entirely. As good as this car is, it's as different to an M3 as, I don't know, a tin of cat food is. In here, you always get the sense that you're hanging on by your fingernails, that the car is driving you, not the other way around, or even a nice balance between the two. It is powerful and it is capable, but it's not nearly as refined or as balanced as an M3. Which is why an M3's price tag can get past the 1 million Rand mark, like our long-termers. The 135i MSport, with all its extra power and uprated parts, feels a little overexcitable, and I always felt guilty when I wasn't able to mash my right foot into the firewall at any given opportunity. Make no mistake, it is a lot of fun, but it's no M3, and it always feels completely maniacal. But you don't have to drive it to find that out, just look at it. With its 1,000-yard stare and its 18-inch wheels, it looks like it wants to pick a fight with anything, even though it knows it may not win every time. I was never a fan of the 1 Series Coupe's styling until now, because with this car it all kind of makes sense. Sort of. Never mind ludicrous performance. The 3 exterior carbon fiber bits cost just over 9,000 Rand. You like the wheels? 16,000 Rand. The N55 power kit with uprated brakes and exhaust are 45,000 Rand, and those totally unnecessary and rather horrendous racing stripes, 952 Rand. This car's accessories, including tyres, cost 84,000 Rand, and its grand total is a little over 602,000 Rand. Which is a lot of money. The 135i MSport Edition is not a car that lives to serve you. It's not going to wrap you up in luxury and make you feel like the world's best driver. It makes no excuses, and you kind of have to accept it for what it is. Now, those may sound like negatives, but it all makes for a huge adrenaline rush, and it is a genuinely exciting driving experience. There's no disputing that this BMW is a rapid machine, and the figures prove as much. The Turbo 6 is an impressive motor too, and the dual-clutch gearbox works brilliantly. The result is a hardcore compact coupe that will keep petrol heads grinning from ear to ear, but the price is eye-watering and the interior spec could be more comprehensive.